I am Donna and this is Budget Friendly Cooking. This is the place where I prepare simple, delicious, and budget friendly recipes. So if you're looking for something like that, you stick around and I promise to share recipes every week. Today I am going to make stuffed eggplants with some ground beef and pork. I'm going to season it with a little bit of herbs, tomatoes, onions, and cover it with some cheese and bake it in the oven. So it's very simple, very delicious, very comforting, and that's all we need from the food, right? So I made this dish for one of my friends, Kate, and she is obsessed with this dish. So I promised her to make the video recipe for this dish, and if I'm not around, she can make it for herself, right? So I have one eggplant. I cut it in half. I'm gonna cut the middle part out, just kind of a little bit, not too much. All right, just like that. And I already preheated my oven because I have to bake the eggplant in the oven. But I'm going to make the filling on my skillet. So this will be the part of the filling, this middle part of the eggplant. So eggplant, most of you might know that needs a lot of oil. It absorbs a lot of oil. So I have this baking sheet here. So we're going to put those eggplants here. And you know what? I'm just going to brush that because to cover it evenly with a little bit of olive oil. All right, that should be enough. A little bit of salt, and just flip them around. Brush it from the other side too, and place it in the oven on 425 degrees for about 20 minutes. Next thing we're gonna do while our eggplants are roasting, a little bit of olive oil. Add some finely chopped onion. Gonna chop that eggplant in smaller pieces, you know. You don't have to be precise. You can just do a kind of rough chop and add that into our pan where we have our onions. Add that eggplant there. And just let it soften up and cook for about 5 minutes, right? That should be good. I'm gonna season it with a little bit of salt, and I'm actually using this beautiful thyme that I picked in my garden. So I think eggplant and thyme is a really good combination. So just gonna let it cook on medium low because you don't want to fry them and burn them, so you want to kind of soften up everything. So while this is cooking, you can chop some tomatoes. Tomatoes give the flavor, of course, and makes the filling nice and juicy, right? And colorful because we need color in our food. Add that at the end, like after my eggplants are cooked. We can actually add a little bit of garlic there. And chop my herbs. I have a little bit of parsley and cilantro. You can use either, so it's up to you. Just one little garlic clove. That should be enough to flavor our filling. Let's add the garlic. I'm going to add my mixture of beef and pork here. So you can have like kind of fatty meat. So you can use either beef or pork or lamb or chicken. So any kind of ground meat that you prefer. Add the tomatoes. Alright, and our shrimp is pretty much done. So we're going to let this cook and soften up. Make sure that meat is cooked, even though we're going to after we stuff the eggplant with all this mixture, we're gonna bake it in the oven. But it's always good to kind of caramelize and get all this flavor melded together. So that's the point. Oh, we're gonna add a little bit of salt, right? We're gonna cook this for about 2-3 minutes. That actually looks quite nice. The meat is cooked, tomatoes is nice and soft, and it's nice and juicy. I'm gonna add my herbs, my cilantro and parsley, and pretty much turn this off. So this is ready for my eggplants, and when my eggplants are done in about 10 minutes, I'm gonna stuff them and bake it in the oven. Let's check our eggplants. 20 minutes later, they should be pretty good, right? Oh, nice and soft. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right, I want to show you guys this beautiful cheese. This is a fresh cheese from Calabro, and it only comes out before Easter time at the supermarket, and I actually love it because it reminds me of the fresh cheese from Georgia. Just gentle. Okay, it's in the basket, and I'm gonna use this to top my eggplants. Scoop my meat filling inside of the eggplants. Fill those guys. Oh, gorgeous. And of course you can use like mozzarella or cheddar, will be good too. And I believe that Greeks use bechamel sauce, but I honestly don't want to waste my time to do the bechamel, so I'm just gonna top it with this beautiful cheese. And I never did it with this cheese, so I'm just gonna see how it melts. It's a fresh cheese. I don't think it's gonna be very like the effect like a mozzarella, but I think it's gonna be delicious. That looks good, so I'm gonna pop this back in the oven for about 10 minutes. Okay, let's take those guys out. 10 minutes later. Beautiful. All right, guys, our stuffed eggplant is perfectly cooked. So this cheese did not really work that way I want it to. It did not melt over. So I think fresh mozzarella will be better in this case than this fresh cheese. And I know it's hard to find that cheese, but I think it still will be good because all the seasonings that I added to my meat, and the eggplant is soft and nice. So I think it should be good. The tomatoes too. It's juicy, has a lot of flavor from the herbs. It's soft, it's creamy. It's wonderful, wonderful. I cannot wait to finish that. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video, and I will see you guys next week with more healthy, delicious, and budget-friendly recipes. Bye-bye.